Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Secrets Revealed series. Today, we have a very exciting one with a Yale student and a very special Business Brilliance member, to say the least. My name is Shane Gardner. Today, I'm joined here with Roxana Grunenwald, a student at Yale University. So, Roxy, if you would like to introduce yourself for those who don't know you, please do.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Shane, for the wonderful introduction. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Roxana Grunenwald. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a rising senior at Yale University, so I've been around for a while, and I'm very excited to speak about my experience, both, in the very beginning, transitioning to college, and then throughout the entire years that I've been here. And I am also one of the co-CEOs of Business Brilliance, and we absolutely love the mission that we're building together, and it's totally factored into my Yale experience and how we are growing from that to create this awesome empire in the world and really change lives and be those leaders of tomorrow that Yale is looking for. So very excited to be here. Thank you, Shane.
Amazing. And Roxy, it's amazing to have you. And, the first question that I really want to ask you is, I want to dive a little bit more into your background, right? Like Yale is one of the world's most prestigious top institutions, and you, out of everybody, managed to get in. How is that? Why is that? And, where do you come from to be able to make something like this possible?
That is such a fantastic question, Shane. And it's a mystery to everybody. I think every single Ivy League and top university student around the world will say, I don't know how I got in, but I'm very glad that I did. And that's my response as well. And I'm from a very small town in rural Wisconsin. People don't go to, well, university in general, when people certainly don't go to a place like Yale or an Ivy League school. And so kind of a local celebrity at home, to say the least. But it's something where, I just knew from a very young age that I had a different level of ambition and passion and clarity about the world situations around me and how I wanted to fit in with those and really affect change in a way that is positive, not just for my community or my family, but really globally. And so I knew that I wanted to do something really big. And I can say that during my high school time, there were small ways in which you can build other programs, you can found different programs, you can rise to leadership in a small capacity that is making waves in your own community. And I think the admissions officers at Yale and other top schools can see that you are doing what you can do within the extent of the resources available. And then they can realize you would probably scale that up at your university and then also afterwards. And that's the kind of person that they're looking for. And I think I definitely fit that. And I think all the other students that I've met at Yale also fit that. And so I think that's how I ended up at Yale.
That's very intriguing, to say the least. And I think that, the journey to Yale has to be one that's filled with, unlimited ambition and, countless hours of proactivity and really just resilience as well, right? Like you have to continue taking steps to get to your dream of going to Yale, or, you have to continuously start to put yourself out there for opportunities that align with what a Yale student would do, right? And so, I use the word, you chose Yale as, your favorite school, but was that the case? And, what other schools were you looking at before even choosing Yale?
Oh, absolutely. This is such a fun question. I had quite the circuitous journey over to Yale. So because of my rural community and nobody's familiar with the schools, I mean, frankly, I didn't even know that Yale was in Connecticut for many years. And so there's a lot of just obscurity around that whole process and a lot of almost phobia. And people don't like the Ivy League. They think that it's too pretentious. They think that it's some mystery fairy tale that's reserved for other people that are not us. And so there's just a lack of knowledge, and that really permeated my experience where I did the entire thing alone. My guidance counselor actively discouraged me from applying to Yale. I didn't have any support. There's no support beyond applying to like the tri-state area. And so I really had to go and do it all alone. And this all also happened during COVID when we were completely shut down. And so it was all virtual webinars. I never stepped foot on Yale's campus until I was a student there, matriculated. And so a lot of research. I did a ton of readings of blogs. Yale has their own blogs. All of these schools have their own student-written blogs, and I learned so much. Those were so fun, and I watched like every single YouTube video ever. Videos like this, about Yale students' experiences, the admissions journey, and I really try to stay away from the stats videos, like the GPA stats, because it's super easy to compare and it's just not a productive experience to go through. But I just tried to learn as much as possible. And I think that virtual webinars were the most helpful for me to learn about the experience because they brought on real students as well as admissions officers that are regional specific to discuss that experience. And, I had been really considering Penn as a school and Princeton. And for a brief minute, Columbia, because I was enamored with the idea of going to school in New York City, and I still love New York City, but Yale really emerged as the top choice for me quite quickly and was always my number one. And my short little anecdote there is I remember being on one of the first virtual webinars with Yale, and the admissions officer, who I think was also a Yalie, so a Yale alum, was just so visibly proud and honored to be on that webinar, to be representing Yale. And it really, really touched me that somebody who is a full-grown adult would want to be so associated with the university, and just this pride, these feelings of gratitude really permeating the screen and every single viewer there. It really touched me and transformed me, and I actually sent an email to this person afterwards and got a really lovely response, and I'm like, this changed my life. This confirmed to me that Yale is the place that I want to be because I want to feel that way about Yale, and I think I already do. And I'm so glad that I had this experience with you today. And you don't know me, but you will. And then I knew that Yale was the place for me, and I knew that I was the perfect fit. And I applied to Yale early, so that was like October 25th back in the day, first snow of the season. And then I was accepted early in December, and then I committed right then there. Then I flew to Hawaii, and all was great.
Dang, that sounds like an extremely exciting experience. And, with you being an incoming senior at this point into Yale, after, serving 3 years at Yale and now you're going on to your fourth, what do you think makes Yale so unique? Like from the last answer, it sounds like it's the people, but, I would love to hear from you. What do you feel like makes Yale unique?
Oh, yes, it is absolutely the people. And every single Yale brochure and video, the first thing that comes up that the students always say is the community-centered emphasis. And it's actually so, so, so real. This is not just a marketing tactic, it is real, where Yale has a residential college system that Harvard also has, and it's modeled off of what Oxford and Cambridge use, where all of the students are assigned to, and at Yale, one of the 14 different residential college buildings that you will be affiliated with for your entire tenure as a student. And for the first 2 years, you live in that building, and you can live there for all 4 years. A lot of students do. And there's about, 500-ish students per building, and you really get to know them really well, and it becomes your community. That's your little home. They're all these gated courtyards. They're all beautiful. They have their own amenities. They have their own personalities and a lot of support system internally, and they're all distinct but connected. And so that really, really makes it so you instantly have a home and you instantly have built-in friends, and you don't need to go through this whole experience of feeling alone and feeling disoriented on campus in the same way that I think perhaps other colleges you may have. I don't know, I wouldn't know, but instantly so many support systems and all these built-in friends. And then it's there's also a lot of additional support layers, and just Yale being such a small campus, only, it's like 3 blocks by 6 blocks. You're really not doing too much walking. You can scale the whole thing in like 15, 20 minutes by foot. And because of that, everywhere that I walk, I see like 5 people that I know, and I'm only going 2 blocks. And I never have to put my hand down when I'm waving because they're just staggered at regular intervals, all my friends. And I feel so uplifted and so joyous everywhere. And I think it's truly the people that are happy. And, we're not really trying to compare different schools here, but I've had a lot of parents and other students remark that are kind of on their whole high school, college journey, college hunt. They're like, wow, Yale students actually look really, really happy on campus. We're not depressed. And I think that's like the main thing too. Like students are laughing, they're outside, they're having fun. And you can tell that all of the students are always so grateful to be there.
Dang, and I think that for a lot of Ivy League schools, it definitely is not that way. Like there is a lot of cases where, dare I say, there has been schools that have put, nets under their bridges to help people not want to be sad, right? So I think it's definitely a great thing to hear that Yale is having a culture where a lot of people are excited to be there and things of that sort. And, it sounds like there's nothing but great things to say. And so, with that, I want to hear about what is your favorite experience that you've had at your time at Yale?
Absolutely, thank you. And oh, there's so many. Like all of them, honestly. But I think my favorite is how close of a relationship you can build, not just with your friends, but with your professors and with your mentors, really. And I would encourage every single person watching this video to find and develop and cultivate relationships with key mentors that are older, have more life experience. And that's really how you can find your way and your journey in life. And that's what I did. And I am very grateful for all these key figures. And there's one professor in particular that I have now taken 5 classes with. And so that's, if you think about it, I've only had 6 semesters so far. And so that's one class, oh, basically one class per semester. And we're great friends. He's met my mom. I'm friends with his friends. I've met his parents. They've come up from Virginia. So they bring us cookies. But, it's something where I've grown very, very close friends with my professors. And it's not just this one, but it's many professors. And they have helped me throughout my entire college journey. They've seen me grow as a writer, as a thinker, as a student, as a leader. They've seen me grow into myself as an adult, which is really fascinating. And they're somebody that I know that I could call upon with anything. And it's great to have that almost parental figure on campus as well. And I think I just have so many fond memories of going to coffee together after class and spending 3 hours belaboring the same poet that we already talked about for 2 hours in class. And that's just my favorite thing.
Amazing. And, as we start to wrap up the Secrets Revealed episode with you, please just tell us one thing about Yale that you think people should know about Yale.
That's a really good question. There are so many different aspects. I think you can find a lot of really key things online, but I think the main thing that I would say is Yale, unlike a lot of other schools, unlike even, Penn and other Ivy League schools, really does not have that many majors. And so there's only about, I think, like 80 or 81 majors and very few minors, and we call them certificates, but very few like distinct programs of study. And what that means is while, yes, you are technically limited in your choices, there are so many more opportunities to build your own program of study and take ownership over what it means to be majoring in something that you create, where you're not just following a set out plan that you have to with all these requirements, but you have a lot of flexibility to build your own program of study because there are relatively few distinct options. And I think, you should consider what it's like to major in something and what each school has as their like top, STEM program or their top humanities program, but there's a lot of openness to make your major your own. And I think that's something that I didn't know that I'm really pleased to have found out.
That's amazing. And, Roxy, I just want to thank you so much for your invaluable insights on the Secrets Revealed episode. And I want to encourage everybody to feel free to reach out to Roxana, reach out to me if you guys have any questions about what the Ivy League school experience is like, or really if you just are curious to get to know us, right? Like, I think all of us are very, very interested in getting to know you, the viewer, and learning about your experiences in life as well. And, revealing your secrets just by getting to know you and developing a meaningful relationship with you. But, aside from that, I just want to thank you so much for giving us your time and watching this video today. And I hope that you can please leave a like, comment, and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. My name is Shane Gardner, the founder of Business Brilliance, and I was joined here with Roxy today on our Secrets Revealed episode. Roxy, thank you so much for joining me, and take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Thank
See
you
ya.
so much, Shane.